Samantha, a young woman, inherits a large, isolated mansion from her late uncle. The mansion, located on the outskirts of town, is old and overgrown with ivy, giving an eerie appearance. As Samantha explores the mansion, she is immediately struck by its creepy silence and the odd atmosphere inside. There are remnants of her uncle's life everywhere, but it's clear that the mansion has been abandoned for a long time. Despite her unease, Samantha is eager to make the mansion her new home, dismissing the strange whispers and the coldness that seems to settle over the house. As she explores further, she stumbles upon an old attic where she finds a large covered mirror hidden behind a wardrobe. When she uncovers it, Samantha sees something in the reflection, a figure standing behind her, watching her. This sets the stage for the mysterious and terrifying events that follow. The story begins with Samantha arriving at the mansion. The house is dilapidated but full of history. She steps out of her car, looking at the overgrown yard and creaking front gate. The house looms ominously in the background. Inside, the house is filled with dusty furniture, cobwebs, and creaky floorboards. As she walks through the rooms, she experiences strange feelings of being watched, but brushes them off as her imagination. Samantha, to herself nervously, "I can't believe I'm here. This place is huge. I can make it work." She grabs her suitcase from the trunk and walks toward the front door of the mansion, feeling a chill in the air despite the warm weather outside. The mansion stood at the edge of town, hidden behind thick ivy and surrounded by twisted trees. Samantha had inherited it after her uncle passed away, but there was something unsettling about the place. The air felt different here, heavy with unspoken secrets, and the house seemed to stare back at her, as though it was waiting for her arrival. Samantha, pushing open the door, "This house needs a lot of work, but I think I can turn it into something special." She steps into the dusty hallway, the floorboards creaking beneath her feet. The air is musty, and the silence is overwhelming. Samantha, quietly, "Okay, let's explore. I'm going to make this place feel like home." The house felt as if it hadn't been touched in years, its creaking doors and cracked windows telling the story of abandonment. Samantha stepped deeper into the hallway, her footsteps echoing in the silence. She paused, taking the faded wallpaper and the old portraits hanging crookedly on the walls. There was something about them, something watchful about their eyes, but she dismissed it as old age. Samantha, laughing to herself, Okay, no ghosts, just old, dusty furniture." She turns a corner and finds herself in the living room. There's a broken chandelier, its crystals dull from years of neglect. Samantha sets her suitcase down and begins exploring the room, snapping photos for her blog. The living room was full of forgotten memories, faded tapestries hanging on the walls, and furniture shrouded in sheets. A cold draft swept through the room, and the house groaned with age. Despite the silence, Samantha couldn't shake the feeling that she was being watched. She turned around sharply, but there was no one there. Samantha, nervously, "Okay, I'm being silly. It's just an old house. No reason to be freaked out." She forces a smile, trying to calm her racing heart. Her camera flashes as she takes a picture of the room, the soft click echoing around her. Samantha, laughing to herself, "Guess I'll start with the attic." She heads to the stairs, the wood creaking beneath her steps as she ascends to the upper floors. The staircase was steep, the wood worn down with age. Samantha paused at the top, looking at the attic door. It was an old wooden door with a tarnished brass handle, slightly ajar, as though inviting her in. Her curiosity got the better of her, and she stepped forward, pushing the door open with a loud groan. Samantha, stepping into the attic, "Wow, this is like stepping back in time." She scans the attic, old boxes, furniture, and various oddities covered in dust. In the corner, there's a large wooden wardrobe, and behind it, she notices something odd, a covered mirror. Samantha, curious, "What's this doing here? It's definitely out of place." She slowly walks over to the mirror, running her fingers along the dusty cloth that covers it. The attic was the coldest room in the house, with only the faintest bit of light filtering in through a cracked window. The mirror was large, framed in tarnished gold, and it seemed to gleam even in the dim light. Samantha felt an odd pull toward it, an almost magnetic force, urging her to uncover it. Samantha, hesitant, whispering, "Should I look? What's the worst that could happen?" She pulls the cloth off the mirror, revealing its cracked surface. The moment the cloth is removed, Samantha feels the air around her grow colder. Samantha, staring into the mirror. "That's strange." As the cloth fell to the floor, Samantha looked into the mirror. For a moment, she didn't notice anything unusual, just a reflection of the attic behind her. But then, she saw it, a figure, standing just behind her in the mirror, its face blurred and its body unmistakably tall. Her heart stopped, and she spun around. Nothing. Samantha, panicked, turning quickly. "Who's there?" Her voice echoes in the empty attic. The room is silent. The figure in the reflection is gone. Samantha, breathing heavily. It must have been a trick of the light or my imagination. She wipes her brow, trying to calm herself, but the air feels thick now, as if something is waiting. But the figure was not gone. The reflection had shifted, the image now clearer. It stood there, its face unmistakable in the mirror's surface. Samantha could feel her breath catch as the figure smiled at her, a grinning, hollow-eyed face. Samantha, staring at the mirror in disbelief. What the hell is going on? The figure in the mirror didn't move, but its eyes were locked on her, filled with malevolent intent. Samantha, backing away slowly. "I need to get out of here." She turns to leave, but the attic door slams shut, trapping her inside. What do you think is in the mirror? Is it a ghost or something far darker? Leave your theories in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more chilling horror stories. Share this video with friends who think they can handle the terror hiding in the attic. After the unsettling experience with the mirror, Samantha's curiosity grows, but so does her unease. As she attempts to brush off the terrifying vision in the attic, strange events begin happening throughout the house. The figure in the mirror becomes more distinct and demanding. Samantha starts hearing whispers, and the house seems to change with every passing day. Her attempts to ignore the mirror are futile. She's drawn to it. The reflection starts to manipulate her perception of reality. Every time she looks away, the figure in the mirror moves closer to her. As the house's dark history unravels, Samantha discovers that her uncle had been hiding a terrible secret. The mirror wasn't just a reflection. It was a portal to something much darker. The scene begins with Samantha trying to go about her normal routine, but the house seems to trap her within its walls. She starts noticing odd changes, a cold draft that seems to follow her, flickering lights, and scratching sounds from the walls. The attic mirror continues to torment her, growing more vivid and sinister with each glance. She decides to confront it head-on, but is unable to escape the pull it has on her. Samantha, to herself, making coffee. "I'm not going to let this place get to me. It's just an old house with some weird mirrors." Her hands tremble as she pours coffee, the whispers from the mirror still echoing faintly in her mind. Samantha, sighing, "But I can't just forget about it. Something's wrong here, and I need to figure it out." Despite her best efforts, Samantha's thoughts kept drifting back to the mirror in the attic. Every creak of the house, every shadow that passed across the walls, felt like it was watching her. And the figure in the reflection had started to become more distinct, its features no longer just blurred outlines. The eyes were the worst, dark, hollow, and unblinking. Samantha, standing in front of the mirror in the hallway. "Stop it. You're just a reflection. You're not real." She stared into the mirror, her own reflection staring back. For a moment, everything seemed normal, until she saw it. The figure was standing directly behind her. Samantha, turning quickly. What the hell? No one was there, but the sensation of being watched was stronger than ever. Her pulse raced as she turned back to the mirror, her breath shallow. The figure was still there, closer this time, its eyes fixed on her. It was as if the figure was waiting for her to do something. Samantha, frantic, staring at the mirror. "Why are you doing this? Why won't you leave me alone?" The figure's mouth didn't move, but Samantha could swear she heard it whisper her name, the voice deep and raspy, like an ancient being from beyond. The air seemed to freeze around her. She backed away from the mirror, feeling a strange pressure on her chest. The house groaned, and she could hear faint whispers coming from the walls. It was as though the house itself was alive, breathing in rhythm with the mirror's power. Samantha, to herself, determined, I can't let it control me. I need to know what this is. I have to find out what's going on. She grabs her uncle's journal from the table, flipping through the yellowed pages. Her uncle's handwriting was frantic, filled with warnings and notes about the mirror. Samantha, reading aloud, the mirror isn't just a reflection. It holds something dark, something ancient. It is a doorway. You must not open it. Her voice trembles as she reads the words aloud, her mind racing. The journal spoke of an ancient ritual, a dark power that had been trapped within a mirror for centuries. Her uncle had tried to warn her, but it was too late. The mirror had already begun to claim her. Samantha, panicking, pacing the room. Wait, the mirror. It's not just a mirror. It's a portal, the entity. It's using the mirror to get to me. Her mind races as she starts to piece the puzzle together, her breath coming quicker as fear sinks in. Samantha, voice shaking. I need to destroy it. I can't just leave it here. I have to stop it before it's too late. Samantha's hands trembled as she held the journal in her lap. The words swam before her eyes. She had to stop the mirror. But how? The journal offered no answers. There was no simple way to break the curse. It was a force too old, too powerful. The entity had been waiting for her, and now it was hungry. Samantha, heading toward the attic. I'll just smash the mirror. It can't hold up if I destroy it, right? She grabs a heavy object from the living room, her heart pounding as she heads upstairs to the attic, determined to end it once and for all. Samantha, talking to herself, I won't let it win. It's just a mirror. It's just a mirror. But as she walked toward the attic, the house seemed to resist her. The walls groaned, the air grew thicker, and every step felt heavier. The mirror's grip was tightening. She could feel it, pulling at her, beckoning her closer. Samantha, standing in front of the mirror, breathless. I'm not afraid of you. She raised a heavy object, her hands shaking. But as she looked into the mirror, she saw the figure, closer now, standing right behind her in the reflection. Samantha, frozen, whispering, It's here. It's real. The entity had stepped out of the mirror. Its form was more solid now, its hollow eyes staring at her with a predatory gleam. Samantha could feel its cold presence press against her chest, suffocating her. It was too late to turn back. The entity had already claimed her. Samantha, screaming, No! She swings the object at the mirror, but the moment the object makes contact, the mirror shatters. But instead of breaking, the shards vanish into the air, absorbed by the house itself. The entity smiles, its eyes glowing, and the house goes silent. Will Samantha be consumed by the entity, or will she manage to escape its clutches? Leave your theories in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more spine-chilling horror stories. Share this video with friends who can handle the terror lurking in Mirror. Samantha's attempt to destroy the mirror has failed, and the entity has now fully emerged. The mansion seems to shift, becoming more sinister with each passing hour. The figure in the mirror is no longer a reflection. It is a living presence that haunts her every move. As Samantha tries to escape, the house grows more oppressive, and the walls begin to pulse with an eerie, dark energy. Samantha's mind starts to unravel as the entity plays with her perception of reality. She begins to realize that there may be no escape in the house or the creature trapped within it. The mansion itself is a prison, and Samantha may already be its next victim. The scene begins with Samantha waking up in the mansion the morning after the mirror shattering. The house feels different now, more oppressive, more alive. The air is thick with the stench of decay, and the house seems to whisper her name. Samantha tries to leave, but finds that the doors won't open. Every time she tries to escape, she's drawn back toward the mirror, which continues to haunt her. Samantha, waking up disoriented. Where am I? What's happening? She sits up, her body heavy with a sense of dread. The room around her feels suffocating. The sunlight barely pierces through the drawn curtains, casting long, twisted shadows on the floor. The morning light felt unnatural, as if the house itself was blocking the sun. Samantha rubbed her eyes, trying to shake off the confusion. But something wasn't right. The air was thick, heavy with an unseen weight. The whispers had started again, faint but growing louder. Samantha, standing up, trembling. It's like the house is alive. I need to get out of here. She stumbles toward the door, but when she tries to open it, it won't budge. Panic starts to rise in her chest. Samantha, pulling on the door handle. Why won't this open? I'm not going to stay in this place any longer. She tries again, but the door stays shut, as if it's sealed from the outside. The door refused to open, no matter how hard she pulled. Samantha backed away from it, heart pounding in her chest. She turned to the window, but the view outside was nothing but fog, an endless expanse of gray. Samantha, staring at the window. What is this? Where's the town? The house, it's changing. She presses her hand against the glass, but the fog outside seems to move, swirling as though it's alive. Samantha, muttering, it's like the house is feeding on me. I can't leave. I can't escape. Her voice cracks as the whispers grow louder, almost like they're coming from the walls themselves. The air felt oppressive, and every movement Samantha made seemed to reverberate through the house. The whispers were getting louder now, filling her head, wrapping around her thoughts like a vice. They were calling her, pulling her back into the heart of the house, into the very mirror that had started it all. Samantha, with growing panic, I have to get away from here. I need to break the mirror, destroy for good. She rushes through the house, but every time she turns a corner, she feels the presence of the figure from the mirror. The house seems to shift around her, the walls stretching and narrowing like it's alive. Samantha, shouting, why won't you leave me alone? Her footsteps echoed through the house as she ran, but the walls seemed to move with her. She could feel the entity growing closer, its cold presence pressing against her mind. Her heart raced as she neared the attic door. She had to destroy it. She had to escape. Samantha, standing in front of the attic door. I won't let you win. This is my house now. I'll destroy you. She slams her fist into the door, but it won't open. It's as though the house has locked her inside, trapping her once again. Samantha, screaming, open, open. You can't keep me here. The walls seemed to vibrate with her anger, but the door remained solid, impenetrable. The house seemed to laugh at her. The whispers grew into a cacophony of voices, all speaking at once, and the temperature in the room dropped sharply. Samantha shivered, the cold biting into her skin. The entity was close now, closer than ever. Samantha, staring into the mirror, I know you're there. I can see you. She steps in front of the attic mirror, the one she had tried to destroy, and sees the figure standing behind her once more. But this time, the reflection is clearer, its eyes glowing. Samantha, in a whisper, why are you doing this? What do you want from me? The figure in the mirror tilts its head, and its lips curl into a dark smile. The figure in the mirror smiled, its eyes glowing brighter now. Samantha could feel the presence of the entity, not just in the mirror, but in the very air around her. The house was feeding on her, and she was the prey. Samantha, crying broken, I can't do this anymore. I can't fight you. It's too much. She falls to her knees, tears streaming down her face. The whispers continue, pulling her deeper into the darkness. Samantha, softly, almost pleading, please, just leave me alone. The entity responded with a low growl, its smile widening as Samantha looked into the mirror. She could feel it reaching for her, a coldness so deep it chilled her to her bones. The entity was not just in the mirror anymore. It was in her mind, in her soul, taking over. Samantha, screaming in terror, no, I won't let you have me. She lunges toward the mirror with all her strength, but instead of breaking, the mirror's surface ripples like water, pulling her hand into the glass. Samantha, frantic, struggling, let me go, let me go. The mirror pulled her in, the surface becoming liquid-like. Samantha's scream echoed through the house, but was quickly drowned out by the growling of the entity, its power overwhelming her. The house seemed to inhale swallowing her whole. Backhand index pointing right. Will Samantha be trapped forever in the mirror, or will she find a way to escape the entity's clutches? Leave your theories in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more chilling stories. Share this video if you think your friends can handle the terrifying power of the mirror. Samantha, now fully aware of the malevolent entity's intentions, prepares for the ultimate confrontation. The entity is no longer confined to the mirror. It is free, and it has set its sights on her. The mansion, once just an eerie place, has become a prison, its walls pulsating with dark energy. Samantha must find a way to break the mirror's curse before the entity fully possesses her. With each passing minute, she feels her soul slipping away, and the house itself seems to fight her efforts to escape. In a desperate attempt to destroy the mirror, Samantha is forced to confront the entity directly, risking everything to free herself from its hold. The scene begins with Samantha locked in the mansion. The doors are now completely sealed, and there's no way out. The mirror in the attic is still calling to her, its dark power growing stronger. Samantha begins to feel the entity encroaching on her very mind. Her thoughts are becoming muddled, and she's not sure what's real anymore. She knows she must destroy the mirror to escape, but the closer she gets, the more the house's influence grows. Every door she opens only leads back to the mirror. Every hallway becomes a maze, and the figure inside the mirror is always closer. Samantha, panicked, looking around, "Why won't you let me leave? I'm not your prisoner." She runs down the hallway, but when she turns a corner, she finds herself facing the same mirror that she had smashed. It is now whole, undamaged, and waiting. Samantha, frantic, how is this possible? The house felt like it was closing in on her. No matter which way Samantha turned, the walls seemed to shift and close off, funneling her toward the attic where the mirror waited. The whispers grew louder, now mingling with the sound of footsteps, her footsteps, or something else's. Samantha, gripping her head, distraught. This is insane. I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself. Her hands tremble as she touches the walls, trying to steady herself. The house feels more alive than ever, its energy wrapping around her like a suffocating blanket. Samantha, shouting to the house, "I won't give in to you. I'll destroy you, no matter what." The walls seem to rumble in response, and the whispers grow into a roar in her ears. The house groaned in response to her defiance, as if mocking her attempts to escape. The figure in the mirror, the entity, was now fully free, and it was coming for her. Samantha had no choice but to face it head-on. Dialogue Exchange 3. Samantha, running up the stairs. "It's all in my head. It's all in my head. I have to stay strong." She reaches the attic and stands in front of the mirror. Her reflection shows her, but the figure behind her is now closer, its face contorted with malice. Samantha, trembling. "I see you. I know what you are." She backs away from the mirror, but the figure follows her movement. The figure in the mirror grinned, its eyes glowing brighter, and Samantha could feel it. It was inside her head now. The whispers were her thoughts, her fears, and the entity was feeding on them, growing stronger with each moment. Samantha, yelling, trying to regain control. "Stop. You can't have me. I will not be your vessel." She grabs a large metal rod from the corner of the attic and approaches the mirror again, but her reflection begins to change, showing her as the entity. Samantha, screaming, "No, this isn't me." She swings the rod at the mirror, but it passes right through it, as if the mirror was no longer real. Her heart raced as the mirror became a portal. No longer a reflective surface, but a deep, endless abyss. The entity's laughter echoed in her mind as it pushed her back, pulling at her very soul. Samantha, falling to her knees, sobbing, I can't fight it anymore." The figure in the mirror stands over her, its form solidifying as it moves closer to the glass. Samantha can feel the entity's power try and consume her. Samantha, shouting, desperate, "Please, I need to destroy it. I can't let you win." Her voice cracks as she struggles to push herself off the ground. The house seemed to laugh with her. The walls vibrated, and the very air around her grew thick with the entity's power. It was now inside her mind, wrapping around her consciousness like a vine. But Samantha wasn't going to give up. She had to fight back, no matter the cost. Samantha, holding the rod high, "You won't control me." She lifts the rod above her head and slams it down on the mirror with all her strength. This time, the mirror shatters, but the pieces seem to disappear, absorbed by the walls. The entity's eyes glare at her from the shards. Samantha, panting, terrified. "It's not over. It's not over." The entity's laugh fills the air, vibrating the walls around her. The mirror didn't shatter. It absorbed the force, pulling her in deeper. Samantha realized that no matter how hard she fought, the entity was a part of the house. The house was alive, and it was hungry. Samantha, breaking down. "I can't fight anymore. It's too much." She falls to the floor, the mirror shards swirling around her, glistening with dark energy. The walls pulse with sickening rhythm, as if they are breathing. Samantha, in a whisper, broken. "It's too late. It's already taken me." Samantha's body went still. The entity had won. It had become her, had consumed her essence, and she was lost to the house forever. The walls quieted and the mirror went silent, but the house had claimed its prize. Samantha, now possessed coldly with a twisted smile. "I am free now." Her voice no longer sounds like her own. It's deep guttural and filled with dark power. She stands up, walking toward the door with an eerie calm. Samantha, now possessed, in a twisted tone. "I'll be waiting for the next one." The mansion settled into its eerie silence. The house had claimed its soul, and Samantha was no longer herself. The walls stopped their groaning, and the house was still, waiting for the next soul to wander in. After being taken by the entity, Samantha finds herself trapped in the mirror's world, a dark, twisted reflection of the mansion. The entity's power grows stronger with every passing moment, and Samantha struggles to hold onto her sense of self. The house is now completely under the entity's control, and the walls pulse with dark energy, as if the mansion itself is alive, feeding off her fear. Samantha must navigate this terrifying new reality, confront the entity, and find a way to shatter the mirror once and for all before she is lost forever. The scene begins with Samantha waking up in a distorted version of the mansion. The walls are warped, and the familiar rooms are twisted and wrong. The air is thick with an oppressive dark energy, and the house now seems alive, shifting as if it's feeding on her terror. She feels disconnected from her own body, as though something is controlling her every move. The entity now inhabits her mind, and she must fight to regain control before it completely possesses her. Samantha, waking up in a distorted version of the mansion, disoriented. Where am I? This isn't real. This can't be real. She struggles to sit up, but her body feels heavy, like it's not her own. The walls around her pulse with an eerie light. Samantha, gripping her head. What's happening? I can't think straight. Samantha's mind raced as she tried to make sense of her surroundings. The mansion was no longer familiar. It was twisted, distorted, as though it had been warped by dark forces. The walls seemed to breathe, and the air felt thick with an unnatural presence. The whispers in her head grew louder, mocking her. Samantha, shouting, trying to fight the whispers. "No, I won't let you control me." She stumbles to her feet, her vision blurred. The whispers turn into a guttural voice, echoing in her head. Entity, whispering in her mind. "You belong to me now. You are nothing but a vessel." Samantha can feel the cold, icy presence of the entity pressing against her thoughts. The entity's presence in her mind grew stronger, its influence suffocating. Samantha's body felt foreign, like she wasn't fully in control anymore. The mansion around her continued to warp, the walls stretching and twisting, as if they were part of the entity's essence. It was in her mind, in her soul, and she had no idea how much time she had left before it completely consumed her. Samantha, struggling, gasping for breath. "I won't give in. I won't let you win." She stumbles through the hallways, trying to find a way out. The rooms are dark, the air oppressive. She feels the presence of the entity following her, its cold breath on her neck. Samantha, to herself, "I have to get to the mirror. The mirror is the key." Every step Samantha took felt like a battle against her own body. The mansion seemed to pulse with dark energy. the walls closing in around her. The more she fought, the more the entity pushed back, its presence growing inside her, pulling at her very essence. Samantha, reaching the attic. I know what I have to do. I have to destroy the mirror. She approaches the mirror, which glows with an ominous light. The reflection shows her, but her eyes are empty, devoid of life. The figure in the mirror, now completely formed, stands behind her with a sickening grin. Entity, in a voice that echoes in her mind. You are mine. There is no escape. The figure in the mirror smiled, its eyes glowing brighter with each passing second. Samantha felt its power wrapping around her like a suffocating coil, pulling her closer to the glass. She could hear its voice, louder now, filling her mind. The house was feeding off her fear, growing stronger, and the mirror had become a portal to something far darker. Samantha, desperate, backing away from the mirror. I won't let you win. I won't become you. She swings a heavy metal rod at the mirror, but the glass shatters into thousands of pieces, only to regenerate as if the mirror was never broken. The entity laughs, its voice now coming from everywhere. Entity, mocking, you cannot escape. You will always return to me. Samantha falls to her knees, overwhelmed by the entity's power. Her breath came in shallow gasps as the mirror regenerated, its surface smooth and untouched. The entity's laughter echoed in her mind, and Samantha could feel its grip tightening around her soul. It was no longer just a reflection. It was real, and it wanted her. Samantha, yelling furious. No, you won't have me. She struggles to stand, feeling her strength slowly draining away. Her body feels like it's being pulled in multiple directions, and the entity seems to stretch through the air, wrapping around her thoughts. Samantha, with determination, I won't become your prisoner. You'll never take me. The entity's power continued to grow, and the house itself seemed to respond, its walls shuddering with dark energy. Samantha felt herself slipping away, her body no longer responding to her commands. The mirror was a source, but she didn't know how to destroy it. It was too powerful, too ancient. Samantha, weakly gasping for breath, why are you doing this? What do you want from me? The figure in the mirror reaches out, its hands pressing against the glass as if trying to reach her. Entity, with malicious satisfaction. Your soul, you are the one I've waited for. The house is my prison, and you are my key. Samantha's head spun with the weight of the entity's words. She could feel it, its icy fingers caressing her soul, trying to pull her under. The mansion shuddered, its walls groaning as if the house itself were alive, feeding off her terror. It wasn't just the mirror. It was the house, the entity, and her fate, all intertwined. Samantha, screaming in defiance, I won't let you have me. I will break the curse. With all her remaining strength, she slams a metal rod into the mirror again, but this time, she feels it. The glass cracks, but this time it doesn't heal. The entity's screams fill the air as it begins to lose its grip on her. Entity, in rage, no, you are mine. Samantha continues to strike at the mirror, determined to break free. With one final, desperate blow, the mirror cracked open. The entity screamed in fury, its dark energy swirling around the room. The house trembled, as though the walls themselves were fighting to keep the entity inside. Samantha's body went still, her breath catching in her chest. The mirror shattered, and with it, the entity's hold on her was broken. Will Samantha's body be forever controlled by the entity, or is there hope for her escape? Leave your theories in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more horrifying tales. Share this video with friends who think they can handle the terror that's still trapped inside the house.